Brother Malcolm said, education is the passport to the future.
It's the real talk. It's the real talk. Yo, it's that real talk, an in-depth conversation, breaking down how the past affects our situations. P. Brown, something critical for your conscience, not that daily nonsense, not swayed by the sponsors. Yeah, I'm black, but my perspective not biased. One God, one race, with a message that's timeless. Online with the message for the mass. It's time to unify or stay divided and distracted.
Brother Malcolm said, education is the passport to the future.
What's good, my brothers and sisters? I'm Percy Brown Jr. with Real Talk, coming at you all the way live in about 5 minutes, that is. So let's get down to the biz. Light nigga, dark nigga, faux nigga, real nigga, rich nigga, hoe nigga, house nigga, field nigga, still nigga. Yeah, I said it, still nigga. And that's Jay-Z hitting it hard with his new album and cartoon video for the song called The OJ Story, Still Nigga. And that's going to be the focus of this episode. And I can't use parts of his video, in particular the audio, but I'll try to show as much video as I can because of copyright infringements. But I'll also play cartoons from the 50s and 60s to illustrate Jay-Z's point about still nigga. So the caricatures that Jay-Z uses is how Warner Brothers, Disney, and Looney Tunes portray black people in their cartoons. And what I mean by that is thick lips, looking like apes or monkeys, lazy, uncivilized, and from the jungle. And this is a blackface minstrel, right? This is what it's called. And the entertainment industry embedded this in the cartoons back in the 1950s and 60s. This concept embedded into the cartoons actually came from Thomas Rice, a white man from Manhattan who introduced blackface minstrel to America in the late 1800s. And what he did was he wore black paint on his face, dressed in rags, battered and torn shoes, and used black vernacular to entertain whites. His most famous act was called Jump Jim Crow, and it goes a little something like this. First on the heel tap, then on the toe. Every time I wheel about, I jump Jim Crow. Wheel about and turn about and then just so. And every time I wheel about, I jump Jim Crow. That's just a little history for y'all to grasp the caricatures used in the video if you get a chance to see it. But now let's get down to the still nigga piece of the video. Hov is basically letting black folk know that regardless of where you are in American society, whether it be the level of education, career, income, if you're not looking to build generational wealth for your family and using what you have to uplift your community, you still a nigga. And he also goes on and talks about how we foolishly spend our money. You know what I'm saying? Spending money on material things rather than practicing group economics and using whatever means you've used to accumulate money. You and I need to switch it up and buy our neighborhood rather than spending 50 G's on 50 pair of Jordans, Mercedes, rims, rings, ice, or whatever. And I'm here to tell you that I'm guilty of that. But you know what? To hell with that moving forward. I've always known that despite my accomplishments, degrees, jobs, and whatever else, I'm still a nigga in America's eyes because I don't have my own, as Jay-Z suggests. However, I do believe that we are entering a time when people are waking up, including me, and now it's time to activate. I've never been concerned about the nigga perception America has of me, but really about being in a place to build black infrastructures for our community. And that's where I'm at in my life, right? Working towards financial freedom because like Hov said, that's my only hope. And the hell with living rich and dying broke. Financial knowledge is the key to beat the man. And to go a little deeper, right, there's a part of the video when Cotton was on the assembly line going into the factory for production and what came out were black people in Ku Klux Klan robes. What does this mean? It means that all of black America has been and continues to be socialized to perpetuate the conditions of white supremacy in America. Educated, uneducated, dope dealer, school teacher, prostitute, or pimp, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we continue to be a lost and vulnerable people in America despite our potential. And because of that, light nigga, dark nigga, faux nigga, real nigga, rich nigga, hoe nigga, house nigga, field nigga, still nigga. And all I can say is that we have $1.3 trillion in spending power. So should we stay concerned about white people and their perpetuation of white supremacy, or do we focus on shaking our perpetuation of white supremacy and strategically withdrawing our dollars from America's economy and begin building an economic and educational floor that is by black people and for black people? Every other racial group operates that way in America and can coexist, so why can't we? Now, we must look within our own community first and ask, how many other racial groups of people other than ourselves exploits and sucks the dollars out of our community? And how are they, mainly immigrants, establishing the economic conditions to build businesses and commerce in our community to take our dollars out? We're the only racial group of people in America whose dollars leave the community immediately without circulating once. When our dollars stay in our community, we will generate our own resources to do what is in the best interest of our community and not rely on government. And to overcome white supremacy and the conditions that come with it is by going to war with its God. And that's money, and on the back of any dollar bill, you will see "In God We Trust." So maybe that's too much for us to take on as a people, but we have no other option. But if we want to continue to complain and fuss about what America continues to do to us as a people, I don't know where to go from here. But you know what? That ain't me. I'm not going to complain, and I'm not going to cry about it, because you know what? While I wait on the great awakening, I'm going to use the spirit of Marcus Garvey and the citizens of Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, to drive my future, which will hopefully impact my community for generations to come. That's all I got, my brothers and sisters, and until next time, peace out and Godspeed to the change we want to see.
Real Talk is a subsidiary of Critical Consciousness LLC, a company that helps school systems and companies innovate with a focus on diversity and inclusion. Real Talk is brought to you in part by Madison 365, executive producer of Real Talk, Terrence Jackson, CEO of Up Next Marketing Incorporated. Intro song performed by Keon Andre of Cadence Music Group and produced by Greg Dobie of Unideck Media Group. Follow Percy Brown at www.percybrown.org or on Facebook and Twitter at Percy Brown Jr.